revealed. Behind the scenes of Jungkook x Calvin Klein that left the entire staff speechless. Hey ARMY! Welcome back to Pop Update, the channel where every K-pop story isn't just news. It's a journey filled with meaning, emotion, and inspiration. And today, we're opening the doors to something extraordinary. A story that hides behind the blinding flash of cameras. Behind those perfect smiles and poses that captured the world. This is it. The behind-the-scenes story of Jungkook's latest Calvin Klein campaign. A project that left every crew member, photographer, and even Calvin Klein's CEO completely speechless. It all began with a quiet rumor. Weeks before the official release, fans around the world started noticing something unusual. On Calvin Klein's social media pages, a shadowed silhouette, a cryptic caption, "Something legendary is coming." And immediately, ARMY knew. It had to be Jungkook. But what they didn't know was how massive and intense the preparation behind it truly was. Just days later, a massive studio in Brooklyn was booked under tight secrecy. Security guards at every corner, NDAs signed before entry, and every recording device surrendered at the door. The staff called it Project JK02, the secret continuation of Jungkook's previous global campaign. No one can know until launch day. One project manager said, "Even most of our marketing team doesn't know Jungkook is coming." Then came the big day. The sky over New York was still dark when a black van stopped in front of the studio. A man stepped out, hood up, mask on, but with just one look, one calm movement. Everyone knew Jungkook had arrived. And suddenly, the atmosphere shifted completely. Time seemed to pause. The air was filled with silence and anticipation. "He has this strange aura," a senior photographer later said. "Not intimidating, but powerful, peaceful. You can't stop watching him." The concept was simple, minimal, raw, and honest. No fancy backdrops. No heavy effects. Just concrete walls, soft lighting, and Jungkook. But that simplicity was exactly where the magic lived. Because once the camera started rolling, Jungkook didn't just pose. He told a story with every movement. His gaze carried strength, yet his posture whispered vulnerability. The way he tilted his head, the way his hand brushed the denim jacket. Every moment felt like a dance of emotion. The Calvin Klein director, who had worked with countless global stars before, admitted he was stunned. Usually we have to give detailed direction. But with Jungkook, we didn't have to say a word. He just knows how to speak to the camera. Even the crew members, who were seeing him work for the first time, said they forgot they were in a studio. "He's not just a model," one lighting director said. "He's a living piece of art." But behind all that effortless beauty was a level of discipline and hard work that few people could imagine. Days before the shoot, Jungkook personally visited the studio to study the lighting, camera angles, and the creative vision. He analyzed every detail, from how the denim sat on his shoulders, to how light would fall on the curve of his face. When someone suggested he take a break, Jungkook smiled and said, "If I rest now, the result will be half-hearted. I want this to be perfect, because this isn't just an ad. It represents me." Those words left the entire team speechless. To them, Jungkook wasn't just a star. He was a man of purpose. Someone who understood that every frame, every emotion, carried meaning. And what touched everyone even more was how he never stopped mentioning ARMY. "My fans give me everything," he said softly. "So whatever I do, it has to show how grateful I am." Then came the most unforgettable moment. Midway through the shoot, the studio's main lighting system suddenly failed. Panic spread. Technicians rushed around. The shoot was about to be cancelled. But Jungkook remained calm. He pulled out his phone, turned on the flashlight, and laughed. "How about we shoot with this instead?" Everyone burst into laughter. And right in that spontaneous laughter, the photographer snapped a photo. A shot of Jungkook's face, lit only by the glow of his phone. Pure, raw, unfiltered. That very photo would later become the main image of Calvin Klein's 2026 global campaign. A symbol of authenticity, creativity, and truth. When the final photos were sent to Calvin Klein's headquarters in New York, the CEO immediately called the team and said, "This isn't just a campaign, this is emotion captured in fabric." Within 24 hours, the global board approved it unanimously. Jungkook would remain the global face of Calvin Klein for 2026. Not just for his fame, but for his rare ability to blend sincerity with artistry. When the campaign finally dropped, the world quite literally stopped for a moment. Towering digital billboards across Manhattan flashed Jungkook's face in timeless black and white. Crowds gathered just to see it in person. The hashtag #JungkooksCalvinKlein dominated Twitter's global trends within minutes. And the campaign video hit over 30 million views in under 12 hours. Fashion magazines like Vogue, GQ, and Harper's Bazaar published detailed features, calling the campaign the rebirth of modern masculinity. Jungkook had once again changed the way the world sees fashion. But what the world didn't see was the quiet moment after it all ended. After the crew packed up, after the applause faded, Jungkook sat alone in the dressing room, watching the final shots on a monitor. He smiled faintly and whispered to one of the staff, "I just hope Army will like it." To outsiders, that might sound simple. But to everyone who was there, it was proof that despite his fame, his global power, and his unmatched influence, Jungkook remains deeply humble. A man who thinks of others before himself. Now, as the campaign continues to dominate headlines, the people who worked behind the scenes know the real secret of its success. It wasn't just the lighting, or the clothes, or the expensive equipment. It was heart. Because Jungkook didn't just wear Calvin Klein. He became the soul of it. Every denim fold, every shadow, every movement carried his authenticity, his story, his truth. So Army, now you know the untold story behind those flawless images. Every effortless pose you see was built on passion, focus, and love. And maybe that's why every Jungkook project feels so powerful. Because he doesn't just sell an image. He breathes meaning into it. What about you, Army? How does it feel to know the story behind Jungkook's breathtaking Calvin Klein shoot? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you won't miss the next story that celebrates the legacy of our golden Maknae, Jungkook. Stay tuned, because here on KPOP Update, every story isn't just about fame. It's about passion, humanity, and the art of being unforgettable.